Cassius Clay, Army. Cassius Clay, Army. Will you please step forward and be inducted into the Armed Forces of the United States?
You'll have another chance in a few minutes to reconsider and be inducted. You'll go back in that room, they'll call your name, and they'll tell you once again to take that step.
I'm against the war in Vietnam. I don't think black people, I don't think they should go to Vietnam and fight Asian, yellow people who've never lynched us, raped us, called us niggas, deprived us of freedom, justice, equality, for the same white man who's not freeing us right here in America. Really, my conscience won't allow me to go. Although I won't have to go, you offer me deals where probably I don't have to fight, or I could have it easier, or do like Joe Louis did. But still, I know that you're using me to lead other people to the service, which is leading to slaughter, and my conscience will still bother me. Sir, I'd just rather go to jail.
Cassius Clay, Army.
Peace and blessings to the chosen, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Akakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim pushing this truth with sincerity and charity. I'm the brother a lot. Responding to this video with a video, and I'm gonna grab the account here in a second, Maccabees 6. When Eleazar was being offered a deal by the enemy to eat this, I believe it's swine flesh, right? Or something that was not supposed to be consumed by law, right? And then they offered him the deal that it'll be something lawful like chicken or lamb. Just pretend it's swine flesh. And Eleazar understood that this was to deceive the ones that looked up to him, to deceive the other, you know. And I'll just start with 24. It says, "For it became not our age," said he, and then he wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being 80 years old and 10, which is 90, were now gone to a strange religion, and so through mine hypocrisy and desire to have a little time in a moment longer, desire to live a little time in a moment longer, should be deceived by me and get a stain to mine old age and make it abominable. So Eleazar didn't want to lead people astray, and it would have been a stain on his honor, and it would also very much mess with his conscience and very much made him feel guilty. And I brought that out because of what the Muhammad Ali was saying about his conscience, right? Is that he didn't want other people to follow him into the fire. So not that you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna put out a disclaimer that these heathens that these devils send us to fight in wars against, they not completely innocent. they have their part in our captivity in this world, whether it be the Oriental people, which is Moab and Ammon today, whether it be Ishmael, who are the Arabs today. These people had a hand in our slavery and our oppression in this world, but not as much as a major headstrong part of our captivity being led by Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. And here in this present evil world, we, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, are the true Israelites that have been oppressed all over the world and given to all of these nations as slaves, you know. But that's for a quick disclaimer. But when I was in ROTC in college, and I went through a similar experience, and it definitely made me feel a little bit guilty, and I turned away, and instead of contracting, which is signing the contract to be sealed into the armed forces. I watched a lot of my battle buddies go and get contracted and shipped off, and I turned away, and that was that was interesting because most people in my so-called family were military, very much so. So when I came back, I was somewhat of a disappointment, and that was years ago. But it was on my conscience that I didn't want to be a part of that. It had nothing to do with being afraid to die. It was more so being involved in something that didn't belong to me. So I get that scripture that talks about meddle not with affairs, right? Let me see. Bear with me. It says, Sirach 11:10, my son, meddle not with many matters, for if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. If thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shalt thou escape by fleeing. I think it was another scripture I wanted, but it basically goes into don't involve yourself in things that don't involve you. And I didn't feel like at that time it was my place to be fighting a war for these devils to help them rob other countries and other nations and whatnot. It didn't feel right, And that is also what the Muhammad Ali was expressing, that it didn't feel right to be involved in something that doesn't, and it's like you're on the wrong side of the fight, or at least you're fighting in the wrong fight. But nevertheless, this is what they do to our people. They set a snare, right? And they from your youth growing up, you don't really see much options other than the military or being whatever else coming up, at least how I was coming up from my point of view. And they got the school to prison pipeline, and it's like you either was at least when you was growing up, you were either into sports or improper stuff like gang banging or selling drugs or scamming, thieving. And then the third one, you was either gay. Like it was one of those three. And that was it. It wasn't really a lot of options. But Proverbs 22:6, it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So when Eleazar was in his older age, he didn't depart from the law. He understood that that's wrong and what's happening is wicked. But on the flip side of that coin, you have Jake being trained up as a child to be wicked. Jake being trained up as a child to do evil, right? And what better way do you see it in the school to prison pipeline? It's like you look at this side by side and you can't tell the difference at all. And that's the summary. As you're 18 years old, you're coming out of high school, and to be fair, most of these kids, and I'm calling them kids for sake of convenience because they are adults, they don't know what they want to do for the rest of their life. And so it's a whole weight dropped on them. They have no idea how messed up the economy is. They don't know how to file taxes and there's just stuff of these. So they're not really prepared, and it's a snare. It's set up that way. Psalms 140:4, keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked, right? Esau, Edom, and even the wicked of our people, right? The wicked of these other nations that want part in keeping us trapped, because it makes them money. It makes them rich for us to be in their prisons right? It makes them rich for us to be their sacrifices that they send into war as cannon fodder, as they collect the benefits off of the robbery caused by democracy. And your soldiers have what they call it, commandeered the resources, right? They acquired the resources as if it was some kind of collateral when that was the entire mission, right? Psalms 140:4. O Lord, keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have proposed to overthrow my goings. The proud have hid a snare for me in cords. They have spread a net by the wayside, and they have set gins for me. Salah. So yeah, hey, this is a beautiful psalm. It's begging the Lord, like, hey, it was a supplication. In verse 6, it says, I said unto the Lord, thou art my God. Hear the voice of my supplications, O Lord. And supplication is a begging. You're begging the Lord, like, look, it's wicked among my people. Is the wicked in the other nations, and then there's Esau, and all of these people have it out for me. They want me. They want my head off my shoulders. Lord, can you help me? You know, and that's the situation here. Is because once you come out of a senior high school, like this the elements you about to face right now. You have no idea. You know what I'm saying? And it's and I'm gonna be honest with you, most these kids, and I call them kids, they adults. They are adults. They coming out, they don't know what they want to do for the rest of their life. What? At 18 years old, half of them ain't even popped their cherry. Half of them ain't, half of them don't even know how to drive. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, your only options that are given to you to look at, even though they gave you the career day and stuff, for the most part, it was either college, prison, or that seemed like the main ones, really. The grave, right? And then that was really, you know what I'm saying, or the military. And that was the only really options it looked like you had for you. And they don't really show you too much of the other options of just being a so-called regular citizen and trying to just, persevere and endure through the elements, and, or just simply entrepreneuring, But nevertheless, this is so bad because back then the apostles and bishops and 2,000 years ago, you know what I'm saying, like Peter and John, they were fishermen and carpenters and smiths and stuff. Because Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, his father Joseph was a carpenter, and that was handed down to him as a trade, and that was a good trade. A lot of where they coming from, they and the military does it on purpose. They go to low income high schools, right, to prey upon these young and unknowing right individuals, and they setting up shop. And these people that's in low income neighborhoods, they willing to do anything to get out. They probably ain't got good relations with their family, their peoples they live with, right? They in straight poverty, right? They're in the straits. And you offering them the military is free housing, free food, paid to travel. All they hearing is heaven on earth. So, and this is why we have to pray the Lord keep us, because this is so many traps out here set for you. You see? Let me grab another precept, man. But I think I really hit the hammer on the nail with a lot of things I want to touch. But I do want to grab another precept. I'm trying to think about how it go. I'm just gonna end it there. Lord willing, this was edifying. Yeah. First and foremost, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Once again, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim pushing this truth. I'm the brother you lied. Signing out. I'm going to give a Kwame Asharala and a Bob a Ball.